Alright, well I need one anyway, so.
Morning. So I'm here at the Hiker's Welcome watching Studio. I've always said Ghibli, but there was a little pre-movie thing and they were saying Ghibli. So I think Ghibli sounds better, but if it's supposed to be Ghibli, I'm gonna look it up later. Slept well, ready for a zero. I know it hasn't been that long since my last zero, but I do need to wait for these packages, so it is a forced zero, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna knock out a bunch more videos and stretch and get ready to go into the whites, try to figure out my game plan for that. Yeah, I don't expect to get any good weather in the whites. I was watching somebody else who got up on Mount Washington and ended up taking the train down which I want to learn about, this train that goes up to Mount Washington because of bad weather. So I'm aware that there are ways in and out, so that's pretty cool. Work on my min max, because right now, I mean, I'd say my min the other day was 1.5 miles an hour, so that's kind of what I'm going to use to do my calculations through the whites. I was looking at the whites and beyond, and it does look daunting, to say that you're going to be busting your ass and moving slower for the next, I don't know, 200 miles. But I'm going to take it 100 miles at a time. I'm going to take it a section at a time. So my mood is okay today. I think I mentioned this last night in my good night video, that I didn't get to talk to my daughter last night, and that sucked, but I'm sure I'll get to talk to her today. Yeah. So my laundry's done, and I've got some food for today. I'll probably go back out to this place. It's called Apple Knockers, which apparently the apple knocker was the person who came around and whacked the apple tree, and all the ripe apples would fall out. It's an interesting store because it's the everything store for this area. So it's part grocery store, part hardware store, part restaurant, well, carry out. They've got a little bit of everything there. So I was able to get a postcard, some stickers. I'm actually hoping this place has stickers. Here's a little thing about hostels, though. One of the reasons they're so great, like, the guy just left to go pick up a stranded hiker, and that's something that a lot of hostels do. It's such a place that really just caters to and cares for hikers. Not all hostels obviously do that, but I mean, I think, it could be so hard to be out here, and having a place that is willing to, drive out of their way to come get you when you're having a really bad day. I mean, that one shuttle service in what was it, Tennessee, before, in Irwin. It's on my bottle. Let's see if I can see it. Iroquois. I think it was Iroquois shuttle service. And the guy, Dumpling, who's, I just saw that she just entered New Jersey. She was having knee issues. This dude hiked in. It had to at least been 4 miles to get her, to carry her pack out and get her out and get her to Uncle Johnny's. I mean, again, it's not everybody, but I mean, that's just amazing. And the amount of money that they charge for this it's not a lot, and it's very helpful. So another thing I was thinking about yesterday was, everybody has such a different experience to this. I was reading far out comments about one of the climbs I did the other day, and somebody was like, I cried going up this hill, and somebody else was like, I don't know what your problem is. That was one of the easiest climbs I've ever done in my life. And I think, it's just like everything else in life. There's different people that have different experiences. You move to DC from, Wisconsin, and you're like, this isn't snow. And then you have people who have moved from an area of the United States or an area of the world or they've never had snow. There's hikers around here that do what we do, that I'm about to do, which is going to be very hard for me on a weekly basis. Weekly, so it's all relative, young people or even older people, I've met people out here that just nothing seems to faze them. They're just kind of like, trudging through, and whatever life throws at them, they're okay with it. And I'd say for the most part, I'm okay with it. I get uncomfortable, sure. I get frustrated sometimes, yeah. But I think for me, I have someone at home that I miss incredibly. I have a life that I'm excited to get back to, not just my daughter, but my mom. I miss her. She's, I've got a good life at home. I really do. I got a good life here. It's just sometimes the desire to be back there and be with those people is just really strong, and that colors everything else I see. It's another thing I was thinking about yesterday, the ability of our state to just color everything that we're experiencing, Anyway, that's enough rambling this morning. I do have things to do today. Do some planning, get prepared, and it's time to start planning for the end game, because as I get closer, it's going to be harder to figure that out. So Long Walkabout gave me the card of somebody who I meet up with right before I get into the 100-mile wilderness. And from what I understand, it's the 100-mile wilderness, then it's Katahdin. So anyway, yeah. Have a good day.